I've been wanting to get. I would love to get it. I just don't think it would come up. Well, I mean, I'm not even at 168 no more.
Right.
But I mean, I would love to. To fight Crawford, or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
David Benavidez is making waves in the boxing world with his bold call for a fight against Terence Crawford at 168 pounds. This potential showdown promises to be a thrilling addition to the super middleweight landscape. David Benavidez expresses his wish to fight or spar with Terence Crawford. He mentions that while he would love to fight Crawford, it's unlikely since he's no longer in the same weight class, 168 lbs. However, he would still be interested in sparring with Crawford.
I've been wanting to get. I would love to get it. I just don't think it would come up. Well, I mean, I'm not even at 168 no more.
Right.
But I mean, I would love to. To fight Crawford, or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
Benavidez is itching to take on Terence Crawford 168 to settle the score for his brother, Jose Benavidez Jr., who lost to Crawford 6 years ago. He's not convinced Crawford would make the move up to 168 for the fight. Back in October 2018, Crawford knocked out Jose Jr. in the 12th round of a close bout in Omaha. Crawford seems set on moving up in weight to challenge Canelo Alvarez for a big payday and the unified titles. If Crawford does lose, he'd have the excuse of moving up 2 divisions, claiming he was just daring to be great. David Benavidez breaks down the real street beef between his brother and Terence Crawford, both of them straight-up street dudes with no love lost. As the fight approached, his brother pulled a bold move, rolling up to a barbershop in Crawford's hood like it was nothing, even though everyone knew it was Crawford's spot. Despite the potential for drama, the locals, especially the Mexican community, showed mad respect for Benavidez's brother.
Fight that was so funny, bro. They hated each other. Right. My brother and Crawford, they hated. So Crawford is a street dude. My brother's a street dude too, bro. Yeah. So the thing that was funny, so we had went to Omaha the last 3 weeks of the fight. So we're there training. So my brother's like, nah, I want to go show love to everybody in his hood. He goes to his barbershop.
Right.
And then the barber's like, yeah, you know, this is Crawford's barbershop. He's like, I don't give a f***, let him come in here.
Right.
Right. Like, yeah, we like you. Yeah, you got balls.
Facts.
So then we're doing that, showing everybody love, and then the people, they're responding good because there's a lot of Mexican people in Omaha too. Sure. So they were showing love.
David Benavidez dives into the thick of the tension between his brother and Crawford. Just days before the fight, they pull up to a media workout, only to realize it's at Crawford's gym. The place is packed with 100 of Crawford's people, all eyeing them down, ready for anything. The air's thick with tension, like a brawl could pop off any second. Crawford strolls in, and the trash talk ignites instantly. Benavidez's brother doesn't back down, throwing shade and pushing all the right buttons. Crawford claps back, and for a moment, it feels like the gym's about to explode. When they finally hit the weigh-in, it almost goes down for real. Crawford takes a swing, but Benavidez's brother dodges it like a pro. The whole situation was a wild, adrenaline-fueled ride that set the stage for the fight, showing just how deep the rivalry ran. He added, "It was a really good fight. My brother showed that dog in him and proved why he's at that top level." On the other hand, David Benavidez has been pursuing a fight with Canelo Alvarez at 168 for a long time, but Alvarez has continuously avoided him. This ongoing evasion by Alvarez has forced Benavidez to move up in weight, even though he had been focused on securing a match against Canelo. With this pursuit stalled, Benavidez is now considering other high-profile opponents, including Terence Crawford. Canelo Alvarez is straight up saying he's not ducking David Benavidez. It's all about the cash and the legacy. Canelo made it clear that a fight with Benavidez doesn't really boost his legacy, but if a big money deal comes his way, he'd definitely be down to take it. For him, it's all about the dough and what it means for his career.
I have legendary fights, Poro, Golovkin, but they bring me something to the table. So they bring me legacy to the table. So I'm talking about that, And I know you guys always wanna put, if I beat Benavidez, you wanna put other fighter there. And like I say, if the money is right in that special fight, because he don't bring me legacy, he don't bring me anything.
Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez recently slammed David Benavidez for his lackluster performance against Alexander Gvozdyk, proving his animosity against the Titan David Benavidez. Canelo commented, "I think that's his weight class 175 lbs, and you can see he's very different. He can't do nothing with a fighter who retired in 2019. It's different when you're in your weight class and fighting with guys in your weight." Meanwhile, David Benavidez fired back, saying Canelo has no business calling himself a champion if he's not fighting fighting the top contenders in the division. Benavidez claimed that Canelo is disrespecting both the fans and the sport by avoiding the real challenges and not taking on the number 1 or number 2 fighters. David Benavidez weighed in on why Canelo should take him on, saying, "At the end of the day, if you hold all the titles, you've got to fight the best in the division. I'm the number 1 contender, and the second guy is David Morrell. Canelo isn't fighting either of us, so how can he call himself the champion?" David Benavidez made some controversial comments about Canelo Alvarez, suggesting that the best version of Canelo, the one known for his knockout power, was on steroids. Benavidez's remarks cast doubt on Canelo's past performances and raised questions about his achievements during that period.
When the greatest Canelo came out, the one that you guys seen that fought Triple G the first time, bro, dude popped dirty for clenbuterol, bro. Why do you think the second fight didn't happen? So, for me, seeing that was the best Canelo I've ever seen. But that was Canelo off of steroids. Everybody else that he fought Amir Khan, he fought Daniel Jacobs.
Edgar Berlanga slammed Canelo Alvarez for ducking David Benavidez. He said that Alvarez just declared that David is a better fighter than him.
And you soft. Deep down inside in that little heart, you soft. I just seen a thing he said, an interview. I was like, nah, this dude's crazy. He just put out an interview saying that he's a good fighter. He's a dangerous fighter. He's big. He comes over 20 pounds. I'm like, yo, bro, you just made yourself look like the biggest in boxing.
Berlanga was of the view that Benavidez is the same as Canelo, so it makes no difference. He said that just like David will jump up 20 pounds on fight night, Canelo will also jump up the same amount, so it doesn't even matter. Meanwhile, David Benavidez discussed his future plans and said he's looking to face the winner of the Artur Beterbiev vs. Dmitry Bivol fight. He's eyeing a big showdown with whichever fighter comes out on top in that matchup.
I think goes right. I think so. You know, we're taking it one fight at a time, brother. You know what I mean? We're gonna look great this fight, win this fight, and then if we can fight that fight after in November, October, whenever.
Benavidez has moved up to 175 because he thinks that he has done everything he can to get the Canelo fight, but Alvarez is holding on to all the titles.
Why was now the right time for you to move up from super middleweight to light heavy?
But this is the right time to move up to super light heavyweight because I've did everything I could do at 168. I've been there for 10 years. But the only other thing I had to achieve was, you know, fighting for the unified world titles, and Canelo Alvarez is holding all of them. So he doesn't want to give me the fight. You know, I've been mandatory for the past 3 years. I've done everything I could do to get that fight. I still haven't got it, so I'm not going to wait around for nobody. I'm going to go and make my own lane at 175, and that's exactly what I'm doing. My goal is to become unified world champion.
Coming back to the David Benavidez and Canelo beef, former 4-division world champion Roy Jones Jr. thinks that Canelo has been merely waiting for the right time to maximize a fight with Benavidez so that many people would tune in. Roy exclaimed, "There's a real risk there for him in taking the fight. I mean, of course, he's like any other champion. He wants to make you guys salivate what y'all want to make or pay for, which is smart. I don't think he's scared of Benavidez, but Benavidez is a tough order for anybody right now, especially if you're at the top of your game because he's very busy." Roy Jones explained the position Benavidez is in because Canelo was in the same spot as he was years ago. Now, he ain't gonna say what the heck he is, but he should be a tad bit hungrier than Canelo for that spot. You know what I'm saying? Canelo was in that spot. David wants that spot. So it should be the hungry guy who has to be careful because Canelo can punch. Meanwhile, Benavidez revealed that Canelo is clearly ducking him because Alvarez wants so much money to fight him. He also explains what he actually brings to the table.
I'm not scared of nobody. I've hurt everybody that's been in front of me, and Canelo's no different. And I will hurt him too, and I'll take all his belts. It's crazy that he asked for 150 million or 200 million to fight me, but he still has the nerve to say that I don't bring nothing to the table. So if I didn't bring nothing to the table, why are you asking for more money than you won in your whole career if I don't mean anything? Maybe after he gets that money, he can buy himself a pair of balls.
David further added that Canelo doesn't care about the fans. Alvarez is not going to give the fans the best fights. He wants to fight who he wants and no one else. Canelo has a huge fan following which may even resemble an entire cult, and most of them don't even care who Alvarez fights. Adding to this debate, Benavidez said that anyone who understands boxing knows that Benavidez versus Canelo is the best fight that could possibly happen. Pro boxer Kyrone Davis, one of the rare dudes who squared up with both Canelo and David Benavidez, said that Benavidez's timing and reach are solid, but Canelo's power, that's on a whole different level.
It is long, his timing is good, high octane offense, and you know Canelo, he got that. He got gut and punching power. He's slick. He's always doing things on his timing. Both good, great fighters, you know. So, I know everybody wants to see that fight happen. So obviously, I hope that happens.
Kyron Davis, having faced both David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez, offered his perspective on a potential matchup between the two. He described it as a fight that would be highly competitive and action-packed. Davis pointed out that while Benavidez has strong timing, reach, and the ability to hurt his opponents, Canelo's power is particularly notable. He emphasized that Canelo's punching power is a key factor that sets him apart, although Benavidez's skills make him a formidable challenger. Davis suggested that the difference in power could play a significant role in the outcome, but acknowledged that both fighters bring unique strengths to the table. David Benavidez discussed his potential future opponents, noting that while both Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev are excellent fighters, he believes Bivol would win if they fought.
I think it's going to be a great fight for both men. They both have to be extremely ready. This is a hard fight for both of them. I'm kind of leaning with Bivol. Bivol is a great boxer and he has punching power. And then Beterbiev, I think he's a little bit older. I think his body's breaking down a little bit. He works really hard. I don't take nothing away from him, but he does a lot of weight.
Benavidez further added that Beterbiev is really aging, so Bivol may have the edge in the fight. He also mentioned that he will be fighting the winner of the Bivol versus Beterbiev bout. David Benavidez said he's earned the shot at Canelo with his solid performances. He also pointed out that everyone's gunning for Canelo, with even Crawford and Inoue itching for a matchup with him.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It'd be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity.
David Benavidez mentioned that if the Canelo fight doesn't materialize, he'll focus on making a name for himself at 175 pounds. He emphasized that he's not looking for handouts but wants to earn his spot as a top contender in the light heavyweight division. Meanwhile, Bivol acknowledged that Benavidez is a skilled fighter and expressed confidence in his ability to compete against both Benavidez and Beterbiev.
I heard sometimes, from people. I didn't see his interviews, to be honest. But I respect him as a fighter. He's a really great fighter, and what he's saying that he wants to fight me and Beterbiev, it means that he's a great fighter. He's confident and he wanna achieve more and more.
Bivol looked back at those sparring sessions with Benavidez, saying they both gotten their licks, landing some solid shots. But he didn't sugarcoat it. Sparring and a real fight are worlds apart. In the gym, you're just testing the waters, feeling out each other's moves. But when it's a real fight, everything's on the line. The pressure's cranked up, and the stakes are high. Bivol made it clear that what goes down in sparring doesn't prepare you for the heat of a real bout. When it's fight night, that's when you find out who's really got the heart and stamina to take it all the way. Those sparring sessions were just a sneak peek, but in an actual fight, it's a whole different game, where you really see what someone's made of. David Benavidez was frustrated by the lack of big fights, which led him to move up in weight. Bivol suggested that Benavidez might know something about Canelo that influenced his decision. He advised Benavidez to stop fixating on a fight with Canelo and focus on advancing his career, stating, "Guys, don't wait for anybody for so long. Just create your own way and move forward." What are your thoughts on the situation? Let us know in the comments section below and subscribe for more content like this.